Mounce, BBG, chapter 20, sentence 2. As you look across the sentence, hopefully you recognize your not just your subject, but your subject clause, and recognize, if you're trying to put it together, that tu anthropou obviously, is part of that whole thing, because you got son of man being very typical, phrase in the New Testament. So hopefully you recognize those going together. Before you get too far in the sentence, what I hope you see is that this is a sentence you've already worked with. You had this sentence earlier, and where the only thing that he did was he gave you the verb, and you translated the rest of the sentence as the Son of Man will send, and then you have the direct object, of course, where the angels are in accusative plural, masculine there, and then the possessive autou, which is genitive singular. Hopefully you recognize that ending very, very quickly by now. So bottom line is his angels, or the angels of him, is possibility there, but I think most of us would just might as well go with his angels. So again, from earlier studies, you probably would remember this sentence as the Son of Man will send his angels. But that doesn't necessarily help you here. What you got to do is think about what this verb does. Obviously, with Son of Man being the subject, you're looking for a third singular verb, and hopefully you look at that epsilon iota and go, yep, I recognize that. That's third singular. So you have subject-verb agreement. That's not the problem. The problem is, how do you get that to be a future? Because it sure looks like a present. As far as that ending is concerned, you don't see any sigma. Well, of course, if you looked at chapter 20, one of the things that he talks about is the way that liquid verbs form their futures is essentially they use that future stem. And if you know that this lexical form is apostello with a double lambda, what you notice here is second lambda is not there anymore. And that's because this is actually the future stem. So that's one giveaway, is the fact that you have a future stem, not a present stem. And what would tell you that, again, is the absence of that second lambda from the vocabulary word that you learned when you learned apostello. But beyond that, the liquid verbs, which are lambda, mu, nu, and rho. Hopefully you remember that piece as well. As soon as you see here apostello, when you see the lambda, you know that it's a liquid. Well, liquids, again, from not only having a little bit of a stem difference, but you have that circumflex over the inflection. And as soon as you see that circumflex over the inflection, you kind of go, okay, either that is a liquid future or a contract verb present, right? Well, the fact is it can't be a contract verb present, because this isn't a contract verb. And the only way you're going to know that is to memorize the verb. And as soon as you know the lexical form, then you can say, well, wait a minute, apostello, it's not a contract verb. It is actually a liquid verb, because I hear that lambda. And then when I see that circumflex over the inflection, that tells me it's future. So he, or the Son of Man, will send in this particular case. So the Son of Man will send his angels.